The master has failed more times than the beginner has even tried. Stephen McCranie. My friends, 10 to 15 minutes each and every day. Don't worry about how long it takes. You will master this over time, and you will make up for all the time you ever spent. And if you keep putting it off, you're just putting off greatness until later. Start becoming great today. 10 to 15 minutes. Let's jump into these charts. We see stocks are down, bonds, gold, and Bitcoin up. We see the S&P 500 pulling back 1.12%. We're still in the green. Look how beautiful this chart is. You go back a year, you see one time where we had a fake out. Things started to go down, popped up on a green, and then rolled right back over, but gave you plenty of time to get out and then to capture a nice profit on the second week of strong down movement. Then, of course, things rotated right back around. But look at that. We're going back a year here. And again, that's how beautiful a good chart is. You get red to green to red to green to red to green. And as long as you're employing the ATR as your profit and loss band, and again, you can set one ATR for your loss. But again, when it goes red, you can pull this. You don't have to take that entire loss. You can just have that as a loss limit. If it goes below this period for whatever reason, I'm out. But again, you can see you would not have used that on any of these except this one anomaly going back to the week beginning the 31st of May, 2022. So again, find yourself good charts. Trade those good charts. Use the rules. They exist because they work. Prove it to yourself in practice trades that don't cost you anything. You don't jump into training by throwing real money in the market. You will quickly get disillusioned because the market will take your money because there are people more practiced out there than you are. That's why you have to practice. Okay, so what do we see going on? We have a pullback. We can see it here on the half-day chart where it accelerated down. And in fact, the wick on the bottom touched the weekly trend line. We're still green on the weekly, but we are paying close attention as to where things might be going. It's just one day of a pullback, but it is strong, and we'll pay close attention to it. What about the NASDAQ 100? Well, we can see it's got a ways to go before it gets down to that weekly trend line. It has been stronger over the last several weeks, but it too is slowing down some. Could just be an anomaly. We will pay attention to it. Volume's still okay on the weekly chart, on the 2-day chart, on the half-day chart, strong as it's accelerating down. So we are paying close attention. And again, just watching, waiting, biding our time for things to go from red to green on that weekly candle. Now, what do we see when we leave stocks, go to bonds? Bonds up just a little bit for the day, 0.29%. Still heading down. We can see it was down in the morning, up a little bit in the afternoon on the half-day chart, well below the weekly trend line on the 2-day and the half-day, charging on down, particularly on that 2-day, looking good. We go to gold. Gold up just a fraction, 0.12% for the day. Not hitting the lows of last week yet, but we can see we're a nice distance away from the weekly trend line on the 2-day, same on the half-day. We can see where things bumped up on Friday, slid sideways on Monday, down in the morning on Tuesday, but jumped up a little bit, a wee bit in the afternoon. So we're paying attention. Lastly, we go to Bitcoin. Want Bitcoin to keep going down because we want to set ourselves up, as I keep saying, with a decent chart. And what we see happening now is, we had a down week back on the week beginning the 8th of May, then as we go to the 15th of May, and of course this week, the 22nd of May, we can see where these down movements are slowing. We look at the 2-day, we're just below that weekly trend line. Half-day is right up there on it with a long sideways slide here for many days, about 6 or so. So we will pay attention. See where it's going up 1.35%. Again, no huge upsurge in Bitcoin, but we will keep an eye on it. That is where we are, folks, as we end the day on Tuesday and move into Wednesday. We're paying close attention to what's going on with stocks. We look for bonds to continue and gold to continue heading down, and hopefully Bitcoin too. We always love to hear from you. Don't hesitate to reach out to us. cw@chartingwealth.com is our email address. Patreon members, thank you so much for your support. If you're interested in learning how options work and how to practice trade options, we have a great 3-part training at any of the 3 levels of Patreon membership. First thing you get is an email with those trainings in it. We appreciate all of you. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.